So I suppose I kinda already did this to some respects, setting up this console via software, and I mean, going on a wild goose chase for why Dash Launch was showing the wrong motherboard revision flash, which I guess was just a nothing burger. Oh, did not mean to turn it on. Should probably just unplug it. Something changed recently that I do want to change. And when I said I kind of already did this already, it means I'm going to be setting up the hard drive again. Not because there's anything specifically wrong with the 500 gig I put into here, but ta-da! This is a 1 terabyte Toshiba drive that I want to put into it instead. So that will be a rather phenomenal upgrade in capacity. So this is an aftermarket housing that isn't exactly intended to be snapped back apart, but have reopened these before. Yeah, so what I had originally in here was a 500 gigabyte WD drive. Perfectly good drive. I'll use it elsewhere. But when I have 1 terabytes kicking around, I'm going to use those instead. That's nuzzled nice in there. I'm going to make sure just everything's fitting in here correctly so it lines up. Now, if I recall correctly, I don't need to actually do any... I don't have to pre-format this drive. It should be wiped. I got these from my local electronics recycler, and they do a good job at zeroing out all their drives before they resell them. I also didn't pre-fit this. I know the terabyte drives are a tiny bit thicker. I mean, you know what? Let me actually... It could just be there. It's not sitting in these posts, but I mean... I think the difference in thickness is more or less negligible. Yeah, go in millimeters. I'm just doing this for the sake of my curiosity. About 6.58, 6.5 millimeters thick versus 9.2 millimeters thick. The 500 fit just fine. And I think the terabyte will, as long as I get it onto these pegs correctly. Maybe I just have to sort of push it down a little. That looks a tiny bit better. Now to try and see if I can get this back together. Oh, I think I have it backwards. There we go. Okay. I mean, it is kind of a cheap housing, but it does the job. And that's all I need it to do. It doesn't need to be, like, easily serviced. I don't expect this thing to ever be opened again, unless the drive dies. Get the drive in, and let me see if I need to do anything specifically on the Xbox. It might just pop up immediately. I might have to format it, but I do have it plugged into my capture card. Let me grab that feed up, turn it on. I think I have a controller that's married to it. No, I'll just pair this controller I have in my lap. Just my worn down Halo Reach controller. Let me get this feed in front of me. So the capture card might cut out for a second. Oh, monitor's off. There we go. Player 1. Let's see what we got in our system settings. Storage? Unformatted. Okay, that's what I thought. Is it going to ask for me to punch in the serial number? Yes, it is. I'm not going to try and manipulate the console to read the back of it. Let me go into my notes about this console. I'm going to have to update my notes anyway. Xbox 360. Oh, do I not have notes with this console? Oh, wild. Okay, I need to make notes for this console. Unless I put it somewhere else. Oh, I put it right here. Okay. I should probably... Nah, I mean, it'll be okay. I just don't have any notes. Oh, geez. I'm gonna have to really clean up this file. Notes. I also don't have the serial number, of course. Stand by. I mean, I can bring these notes up. There's nothing really going to be too crazy, but at least show what I'm doing. Window capture, notes. What I'll do is console, Xbox 360, model slim, motherboard revision, 4GB Corona, serial number, see if I can manipulate it. I really don't like doing this when the thing's on. I may have to disconnect the... Oh, that's fun. Okay, the serial number did not survive the cleaning. It kind of wiped off. But I still can get the serial number. I just have to go through software means. So I can go to system info. There we are. So it's 3... I'm going to put it in brackets. 331264536980. And the brackets are usually my indicator to say I can't view the serial number where it would usually be. In this case, the serial number just seems to be wiped. Let me grab my... I think I have a plug-in keyboard. Yes, I do. And people think I'm weird for having one of these. I think it's great. More surface area for your hands to rest. And an easy keyboard for telling people off on Call of Duty. 331264536980. Oh, did that not work? 331264536980. Why isn't that working? Do I have to go all the way down to done instead of just pressing start? Or did I enter in the wrong? Well, that's odd. Yes. What I might do is... Or is one of my keys not working? Maybe I'm touting my little keyboard, but it might be inducing an error that I'm not catching. 6, 4, 5, 3, 6, 9, 8, 0. Done. Okay, let me initialize this on my PC. That might be kind of my problem. This might be a little hard because now I have it in an enclosure. I should be able to interface with it still. It's just gonna take a little more setup than I was expecting. I have two means of reading drives. SATA-based drives. I'll see if it'll fit into this without any trouble. I mean, I can reopen this hard drive housing again. So what I'll do is just initialize it in Disk Manager. Maybe that'll make it a little more responsive in Xbox. Maybe it can't initialize disks. I mean, to be fair, it's not really expecting completely unformatted drives like this. It's expecting a drive that's initialized and probably just full of stuff that's not Xbox stuff. Okay, my little housing here is having a hard time coming apart, so I'm going to do the other method of taking apart one of my external drives to get to a SATA to USB interface board. That will allow me to actually plug it in the way I want, without removing it from its plastic housing, because one of these clips was giving me a problem and I don't want them to break. I'll take the extra little bit of inconvenience. Be careful with this because it has a spinning drive in it. It's not initialized, but I'd rather not take my chances. Oh, I need a really, really, really fat Phillips to get this off. So I just have a WD like portable drive, which is just a 4.5-inch spinning drive that just has a SATA interface board on the back of it. And I can just use this interface board for anything. And it's been very useful. Looks like I'll need both Phillips and a small Torx. Oh no, I won't need the Torx. The Torx is the actual bit, or the actual main board that sits on the hard drive. I just need this little tiny board that interfaces with it. Okay. Hook up the hard drive. Shouldn't have any problem. Oh, it's because of how this is set. I will have to remove it from its housing. Okay, well, I have to give this another shot. If all else fails, I put an incredibly small dab of super glue to hold this thing together. Shouldn't be required. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, but again, these really weren't meant to be reopened after I closed them up. And I wasn't intending on reopening them. Shows what happens when I work off of an assumption that the drive will work fine. Come on, halfway there. There we go. It might just be easier to do my original enclosure. A little cleaner. What I mean by enclosure, I mean like an actual, like, docking station. Power on. Disk management. Must initialize before local logical disk management can access it. Yes. 931.5 gigabytes. Perfect. Now, is it coming up as a Sabrent drive? Oh, it's disk 5. Okay. Plugged, powered off. Maybe before I do anything crazy like putting it back into its enclosure, I can just sort of like raw feed it into the Xbox just to make sure that it's actually making, or it's not going to cause any problems and I don't have to keep prying apart that enclosure. I just need to see the direction of how this sits in. If it sits in upside down or right side up, it looks like right side up. Actually, what I can do is just rest it in the little caddy, so then it should line up with the SATA pins. There we go. Perfect. Alright, let's try this again. While this boots up, I can try and take notes. I believe console was functional. Purchased. Missing. I remember it was missing a couple pieces. Missing some great pieces. And movable HDD pieces were just from AliExpress. Can't connect to Xbox Live. Yeah. Storage. So it should still register as unformatted, but now that it's initialized, it might work a lot better. Or it might actually do a formatting. I don't know if I need to put a partition in it. I'll just do one step at a time here. If it doesn't work, I'll add a partition. What I should be doing is making sure the serial number I'm punching in is actually correct. That could be the root of my entire problem here. 331264536980. Oh, fuck. I'm putting in the console ID, not the serial number. Lord almighty. Okay, that explains a lot. I'm like, this is behaving weird, because this is not the first time I've formatted a drive. But I'm usually able to reference the serial number on the back of the console, not... Goodness gracious. Well, initializing it will at least help it. 442795414605. Ah, there we go. It helps when you actually plug in the right stupid number. Okay. Pieces were purchased from AliExpress and eBay. 1 TB drive was added. Console was cleaned and repasted. All right, look at that. 924 gigabytes free with a 2.9 gigabyte internal drive. So, I'm a little disappointed at my terrible notes that I didn't have for this console. I mean, I think this is a bit of an older console, and I should know better than this when it comes to these types of notes. Let me at least clean up my file a little bit. Backup. So I have my backups for all of both the software that I used and the little photo that I have of the actual JTAG or the RGH3 installation. I don't need the Pico Flasher, so I'll keep that there. I might include the software. When I get this console sold, I will be selling it with a small SD card that will have all the backups and software on there. I haven't quite gotten that far. Clean and replace this RGH3 mod applied. So, I mean, that's really all that I need. I just need to triple check to make sure I don't have any extraneous notes on this. Just because I have these notes in a really weird spot. It doesn't look like it. The only notes I have is for a Xbox 360 fat console that I have. Because this is the 4 gigabyte Corona, and I do remember my tape work right here. Okay. So, notes, if I think of anything, I'll add to my notes, but close those for right now. So now what I want to do is actually, since I've swapped the drives, I need to reapply all of the pieces of Homebrew. And just to make sure that I do everything correctly, I'm going to be watching a video by Mr. Mario. I remember what to do more or less, but just to make sure I don't miss anything. Let me find Homebrew, Xbox 360 RGH, tutorial. Oh, I need to go. Here we are. So I'm going to be basically copying this video one-to-one in my instructions. Let me plug in my... So I have a USB stick that has everything on it. It even has a copy of Halo 3 on it, just so I can make sure that it's all loading correctly. Let me plug it in just to make sure it is showing up. There it is. Okay. So I am ready. It should have all of my software on it from when I put all of the software on the 500 gigabyte drive. So the process will be the same. It'll just be with about double the capacity. So let me bring up the Mr. Mario video here. Media player. It will not be this big, but the idea is the same. I'll just be kind of following it. Try and make both of these windows kind of the same, so I can kind of show what I'm doing. Oh, I'll disable the audio for the Elgato capture card. For the Xbox, I don't necessarily need to hear it. I'll see if the Mr. Mario video comes up as audio, because I kind of want to...
Yeah. Hey, what is going on, everyone? It's me, Mr.
Turn that down, holy
yes,
moly.
Back here with another Xbox 360 tutorial for the first time in I'm not sure how long here. But this is going to be a little bit of a starter or even a upgrade tutorial. If you have a hard-modded Xbox 360, that means a JTAG, a RJTAG, a RGH system of any kind, a hard-modded system, not a retail one, not a flashed one, I'll be showing you how to set up the Aurora dashboard on here. This is the latest replacement dashboard for the Xbox 360.
Oh, and to head off what I know is a bit of a controversial topic, following video guides for software setup is kind of bad juju. This is a bit of an exception because not only does the Xbox console modding community cite this one of Mr. Mario's videos as like the go-to videos to follow, my understanding is all of the software side of Aurora, the Zell menu, XEX, things like that has been more or less unchanged since the last time I did this, and it all works the same. So, I mean, that's my argument for following this video. It's cited as good content, and it's been mostly unchanged. I have no reason to believe that this wouldn't work. Anyway.
And succeeds both Freestyle Dash as well as Freestyle 3 because this is still continuously getting support and updates. So it would be recommended to switch over to Aurora if you are currently a Freestyle 3 or
I'm sitting on the XEX since I know that's
going
to be what he wants me to do first.
Everything in this tutorial like you are someone who just modified your system. It's blank, you're not sure really what's going on here, so you need to set it up net new. And that's okay, but even if you're trying to upgrade from Freestyle 3 to Aurora, you're still welcome to follow along. So we're going to need a few things. First of all, of course, we need our hard-modded Xbox 360. Now, you cannot tell here because this is a regular Xbox 360, at least on screen here, but I can promise you this is my RGH system. We're also going to need our computer to download a few files, and we're also going to need a USB drive. I figured this would be the easiest way of doing it. So we do need to format the USB drive, which means everything on this USB drive is going to be wiped. So make sure you back up anything you care about off the USB drive. Once you're ready for that, take your USB drive and plug it into your Xbox 360. Now once you plug it in, navigate all the way over to your system settings, go down to storage, and you're going to find this unformatted system right here, or this unformatted piece of storage.
I don't need to worry about that because my SD card was already set up.
Format this. So again, it's going to erase everything, and if you're okay with that, say yes. And after a few seconds, once it is done, it's going to look a little something like that, and we can actually use it. So perfect. The USB drive has been already set up.
I can go ahead and pretty much skip all this. And yes, I'm not using YouTube.
File and sign in.
I don't want to deal with ads.
Sign into Xbox Live. I don't need that. So once you sign in, we can go ahead and copy this out. You can copy it to the...
Oh, okay.
Your Xbox 360.
Oh, I am jumping a step.
USB drive, plug it into
I need to copy the XEX menu to the main drive.
And right here, as you can see, our USB drive shows up. So inside of this, you can go down to Demos, and you're going to see this new demo here called XEX Menu 1.1. That's exactly what we need. So go in here, copy it or move it. We do need to sign into a profile,
it to the internal
so I recommend
drive.
just making a local offline only profile and sign in. I'm not going to sign into Xbox Live, I don't need that. So once you sign in, we can go ahead and copy this out. You can copy it to the memory unit or the hard drive, whichever you have. I'm just going to use the hard drive since probably everyone will have that. But copy it over to whichever internal memory you choose. Now go all the way back out, go to Games, My Games, and you're going to notice that XEX menu is loaded up here. There's going to be 2 of them because
I think I moved it off of my
USB drive. It doesn't matter which one you launch, but if you want to launch...
Let me actually check something. I think I moved it off of my SD card, which is why, which is why I don't show 2 copies of it. Because I was expecting to only do this once. So it's like, well, if I need to, I'm just going to move it. Why would I bother copying it? Because I'm probably not going to use this SD card for software set up in our GH system for a while. I mean, I don't have any other 360 Slims kicking around. I do have some FATs, but my understanding is the RGH3 mod isn't as reliable on the FATs as it is with the Slims, so I would have to invest in mod chips. Not quite that crazy yet. I don't know how far I want to go with those. I know I can get mod chips off AliExpress, but then I would have to get the tools to flash them. Yeah, I just haven't decided. I might just sell them as vanilla consoles that function and are repasted.
The one on your hard drive, you can remove your USB drive and only one should show up. So that's actually what I'm going to do. I'm just going to open this up, and we're now in XEX menu. So if you removed your USB drive, you can pop it back in, and this might be a little bit complex to navigate, so you can actually press the back button at any point, and it will give you all of these directions here as to what you can do. So for this, I'm just going to press the back button yet again. Now I'm going to tap the right bumper, and it's going to bring me to USB 0. So here is all of our folders and applications and such. So let's start copying everything over. For this, I would recommend you tap the Y button when you highlight Aurora and select copy. So now press the right button on your D-pad and it should take you to HDD1. When you're at HDD1, press the Y button, go to create, and I'd recommend creating a new folder in case you don't have one, and let's go ahead and call this apps, just something like that. So inside of your apps folder, this is where I recommend you copy over all these apps, press Y, and paste. And there we go, it's now installing Aurora. But we have a few other things we need to copy over, so we can go back here, press left on your D-pad, and let's also do the same for Dash Launch. So Y, copy, right, go into apps, and paste inside of this folder. Again, we're going to do the same thing for Zell Launch. And the last thing is going to be XEX menu, just to have 2 of them on here. So there we go. Once all of that has been copied over, we're good to go at that point. I'm actually going to remove my USB drive now because I'm
going to do one additional thing. Move over Proto. I think it's just the XEX that I need. This is the stealth server. Okay.
No longer need it. And inside of your hard drive, you want to go to Apps, and you first want to launch Dash Launch. So go into Dash Launch and launch the default.xex.
I will also remove my USB.
So this is how Dash Launch will look, and you might actually already have it set up on your system, maybe not. Either way, if you don't have it set up, this is now your chance to set this up. So you will need to go to Paths, go to Default, and press Y on Default. And we want to set Aurora as our default
I am
dashboard.
not going to do that.
You might already have Freestyle set up on here, but if you want to change that, you can go to Default, press A, go to Hard Drive, Apps, Aurora,
I do
and
want
find
to add
Aurora.xex.
Proto as a plugin.
Now, just as a heads up, I personally don't go online at all, but by default, when you set this up here, there's going to be some things such as Live Block that are going to be enabled by default on here. Let me go ahead and find that. Here we go. Like Live Block, Live Strong, some things like that. Those are not going to allow you to get on Xbox Live at all. That's going to completely disable Xbox Live related traffic. So I personally don't go on Xbox Live with this system here. That's something you want to do. You might need to change these settings. But otherwise, everything looks fine for me on here. So what I'm going to do is that was the only setting I had to change. I just had to make the default change. So once you're done, press the right bumper. And now you need to select where you want to save your INI file, your launch INI, which has all these settings. I'd recommend just go to the hard drive, highlight it, and press the X button. It's now going to say settings saved to hdd/launch.ini, which is exactly what we are looking for. So now at this point we can just press the B button to quit out of here. Now Aurora should come up. It might take a little bit more time the first time.
Well, it won't in this case because I didn't set the homepage to Aurora. Just the way I like to have these consoles sort of set up. I don't want it automatically booting into Aurora. I want to give whomever the end user is going to be a little more freedom. Instead of just saying, no, you're going into Aurora. I'll have some pretty, I hope, in-depth instructions on how to actually fully set it up, and if they want to be creative and maybe not even use Aurora, they can.
Around, but this is Aurora. So we can even restart the console itself, and you'll notice that when you restart your console, Aurora should boot up as the default dashboard. I'm actually going to do that here, and I'm going to connect my console to my network for the first time. So here we go, the system is booting up, and I'm just showing you here from a complete cold boot, so to speak. It should take us into...
You know, I do want to actually try just powering off and on the console. It should give me a proto notification. It's basically saying that it's not working because I'm not connecting to Xbox Live. I keep it there as just a safety. I mean, it can be removed easily. I mean, I just dropped the XEX right there on the root of the hard drive. It can be really easily deleted if that's not the service that the end user wants to use. I just want some type of safety net. There it goes. Proto network error. That's exactly what I want to see. Perfect. Let me go back into Aurora. I don't really think... I think pretty much everything from here on out is just how to go about personalizing
Aurora
it.
Here momentarily. And there we go. We are now
As I'm pretty sure there's nothing else here.
So it's going to look quite blank here, and there's a few things that you should set up. So first of all, you can press the Start button for settings, and you can download and update your assets and all that stuff here. Again, this is assuming that you are connected on this. Now, I would recommend for your title updates, you can enable auto scan. For all this here, like the modules, everything looks good, and this is where your updates would be. As you can see, I'm on the latest version. But you can also now go back here, press the back button.
Hang on, I'm actually curious.
Start button. Start this here, like the modules, everything looks good.
What version?
And this is where your update...
I mean, a few versions ahead. The binaries are a little newer. Everything else is the same.
It would be. As you can see, I'm on the latest version. But you can also now go back here, press the back button. And here we can go into pretty much all these settings, but I would recommend looking into scripts. So for scripts, you can go to the Aurora repo browser by pressing A. And let's see, like filters for...
And like I said, I think this is all just optional stuff. This is for when you actually start getting kind of how this set up.
Thank you all for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed...
Yeah. Which, let me look at the notes that I had. I have like a tutorial thing that I leave. Or that I will be leaving with this console. Notes. Ah, my very fancy, highly overproduced notes. Though I have resources to help out. This includes navigation to various places of software. I might have to update that the where to download ROMs doesn't exist anymore. Because Myrant was shut down. I don't think I specifically... like Since Myrant is shut down, I don't really know if this is even a live link anymore. Let me do some... I might have to do some off-screen research. Because, like, since now that Myrant's down, does this mega thread even really point to games anymore? Oh, there's Minerva, torrent-based. And there's the Internet Archive. Okay. I mean, that's still applicable. So, like, yeah, right here, Myrant redump doesn't work anymore. I mean, it's still kind of applicable, but I should just... There's also the Internet Archive links to game packs that are suitable alternatives to Myrant. I'll think about how I want to update that. It's just basically I just need to say, hey, yeah, this simply doesn't work anymore. Okay, that's what I thought I did. So what I need to do on here is actually point my file directory to my apps folder, and what that will do is populate Aurora with all of the system apps, which I suppose isn't really necessary, but that's how I have it in part of my tutorial. And I mean, well, everything seems to work. That was a very successful software. So what I want to do now is actually do a test on everything. I need to get this hard drive back together that I yanked apart real quick, just so I can clean up. What I'll do is get a disk. I'll try and do a port test on this whole console. Get that hard drive back together, and I mean, I have no reason to not clear it for sale. It's going to be hard to sell because it is a modded console, and eBay really does not like me selling modded stuff, but I'm deciding to do this again because I don't learn lessons, apparently. I had a pretty difficult time selling the last console I had. Or the last pair of consoles that I had RGH'd. But I think it is a service that people appreciate having available. Actually, I might need this hard drive to actually test the USB ports. I don't know how it will respond. I don't want to accidentally, because this hard drive's set up for Xbox One consoles, not for 360s. So I might just use my flash drive. That's actually a better idea. The analog port I should be able to test. Oop. Didn't mean to open up the disk drive. Let me put this thing on its side. Uh-oh. I'm going to make the assumption that's because the HDMI cable that I'm using is a little bent which way. So I have an optical port, I have the connect port, 3 USBs, and a network. I think I already said network. So we have optical, analog, audio, video, connect, network, 3 USBs, 2 USBs on the front. So let me go into the vanilla Xbox menu and just test all the ports. Basically, does the flash drive come up on all the ports? I think there's only one port in the front I can really use because just the way my flash drive and SD card just sort of poke out. Yeah, I might not be able to test this top one very nicely. Do I have a USB extension cable kicking around? No, why would I? I gotta have something kicking around here. Just goes to show how prepared I am. I really have no reason to suspect that front USB port. However, I do still want to test it in whatever way I can. I don't actually know. I have a USB tester. I wonder if it will read. I don't think it will push data through it. But I am kind of curious to see what happens. If I can fit it in here. Nothing ventured, they say. Whoa, it can read data through it. I mean, I have it kind of on a dongle on the front, but I mean, it works. So at least that confirms that that drive is working, or that both front USB ports were working, because I used the other port to... And I don't like that it's doing that, but I'm also I mean, like I said, this USB cable I've used for pretty much a lot, so it's been creased quite a bit right there. So, I mean, and you're also not supposed to move the console when the thing is on, so I can also just give it a little bit of leeway to say, okay. I mean, it's not outright shutting the console off, but you're also not supposed to jostle it while the thing is on. 3 USB ports in the back. Okay, I guess I have to go through my USB tester because... Good. My little converter adapter is a little too big for that recess, so the molding around it, or like the housing, gets caught before it can fully seat. Yep, it is read all 3 times. So let me just keep this USB together so I remember which one it is. Let me grab my laptop. This will be for the network testing. I have a Ethernet cable right here on my lap. And I have my laptop set up to share the Ethernet, or to share its Wi-Fi over USB, which I have a USB to Ethernet adapter. And this console will not connect to Xbox Live. However, it will connect to the internet. And let me go, there is a way to sort of prove that it is connecting. So the best way to show that will be if I go into Aurora, none of the applications will have box art. It'll just be all blank. When I connect this Xbox to the internet, however, it will populate those with assets. I think it's the assets. I'll download them just to see if they do auto-populate. Which, no, all of these should have like a box art, even though there's only 4. So let me get my laptops on. Let me actually plug in my Ethernet now. Let's try that again. Download. I'm basing this very vaguely off my memory, so I'm not entirely sure if this is how I did it. I may have to do like rescan. I was scanning for title updates, which there shouldn't be any. Oh, yep. I saw it download and then click down. I wonder if it will refresh. Or how would I sort of refresh it? I mean, I can just close and reopen. It should just populate automatically. But it is downloading. So that's telling me it is being connected to the internet. I guess I can go straight to Xbox settings into the internet and see if it is being connected via network. Just so no random network information that I don't want flashed gets flashed, I'll turn that off real quick. Okay. It is showing it is connecting via wired. Let me check and just see. I don't know, test Xbox Live connection. It should be automatically blocked by XEX or by Dash Launch. But it should show that it connects to the network at least. If I remember correctly, it should show that it connects to the network, just not to Xbox Live. It looks like it's having problems connecting to the internet. Let me check on my laptop. This could 100% be an issue on my kind of janky setup that I have. Unplug it. Spectrum setup 7B. I wonder if that was the old access point on this console. That is not my network. And I will not be showing those, as it shows all my wired networks, or my wireless networks, but let me just unplug and plug everything back in. Saying it's connected. Do Xbox Live connection again. It could be that Dash Launch is just completely blocking the scan. So that might not be a very good metric for me to try. Let me go back to Aurora. I know updating the box art on Aurora is the best method, or sort of the most surefire method. I know that it's connecting to the internet. And I mean, I've only ever used the internet to get box art. I really have no reason to ever put this thing online. But that won't necessarily be for me to decide. Download the assets again, see if it does anything. I remember there being a way to refresh this without like a full reboot. Scan? It could also be this laptop method may not be very good for the Xbox 360. Try my other USB port on my laptop. Ooh, Xbox is kicking out quite a bit of heat. Let me see if I can look into my network settings on my laptop. I really would rather not yank the Ethernet cable out of my PC to try and get this all set up if I don't have to. Network connections. You know, what I might do is I'll just connect to the Wi-Fi. I think that might be easiest. I'm not sure if it will connect to 3.5 or to 5 gigahertz band. I don't remember how new the Xbox 360 is to do that. If it can't, I can always wirelessly connect it to my phone, which can spit out a 2.4 gigahertz band. I'm obviously not going to show that, but it is seeing my network. That tells me that we'll connect to it. Oh, shoot. Okay, it is connecting to my network and it's stopping right there at the internet. I'm pretty sure that is my good sign to tell me that it is fine and Dash Launch is doing its job and blocking me from going on to live. Let me check now into Aurora to see if... Yep, I know I can't connect to the Xbox Live, that's fine. Apps, Aurora. Let's try this again. That looks a lot better. So it is connecting to a network. Why it isn't connecting via Ethernet, that's probably just a configuration issue on my laptop. And I mean, I know my laptop does work with Xbox One consoles as a shared network. It might be that the 360 might require some additional work. Maybe my PC took a Windows update and those settings were turned off. I didn't really go that far into troubleshooting it, so I'm not going to immediately assume that the wired network connection is bad. Obviously, this console does connect to the internet. I have no reason for it to believe that the Ethernet also doesn't work. I am going to disconnect it from the network and forget my access point. I shouldn't fumble my way onto Xbox Live. That's not the way Dash Launch is set up. I'm not going to accidentally go onto Xbox Live. It would have to be very intentional, me going in there and disabling those settings. But just to keep this console kind of a blank slate, I'll remove my network. So before I get to the Kinect and the analog AV, I do want to check the optical. And I'll do that in pairing with another test where I'm just going to load Halo 3 off of my USB stick. Have the optical in, it is showing that it is producing a signal. I'm just going to hook it up to my soundbar. Well, actually, it'll be my DAC, but sound will go through it. Into my soundbar, I should say. Get my USB stick into the one USB port that it'll actually fit in. Do I have it the right way? Yes, I do. Just gotta find that port. There it is. So let me go over to... I'm not gonna make a path. So let me just go into File Manager. I'll go into Flash Drive USB 0, Halo 3. There should be this file that I should just be able to boot. Oh, I mean, I'll show that. Ooh, hell yeah. Ooh, that's some good old-fashioned Halo 3 music. Wow, that's bassy. Yeah, it's coming through my soundbar, so the optical audio does work. And I mean, it's booting Halo 3 off a flash drive. Not gonna do any saving, because I'm not gonna do any playing. You know what, I could just save it onto the USB storage. I mean, I'll play the first little bit, why not? I'll turn that down, holy shit. And while this amazing first cutscene's loading, I'll go get my Kinect.
They let me pick. Did I ever tell you that? Choose whichever Spartan I wanted. You know me. I did my research, watched as you became the soldier we needed you to be. Like the others, you were strong and swift and brave. A natural leader. But you had something they didn't. Something no one saw but me. Can you guess? Luck. Was I wrong?
You know what, if I do actually commit to playing a little bit...
This ain't good. Damn. How far did he fall? 2
I didn't
kilometers.
do a
Easy.
real
Stay
proper
sharp.
thermal test. But I did play a little bit of Black Ops 2, I think, on this console, just to make sure there were no thermal issues after I repasted it.
Gorman?
His armor's locked up. Gel layer could have taken most of the impact.
Turn that down a little more.
I don't know,
What I can do is set my... Sorry, Xbox. I'm sorry, Xbox. I'm sorry, Xbox. I'm sorry, Xbox. I don't like moving you when you're on. Just plop a probe right here on its vent.
Radio for Vital. Heavy lift gear. We're not leaving them here.
You're not.
Yeah, you're not.
Oh, I got it wrong.
Oh, crazy fool. Why do you always jump? One of these days, you're gonna land on something as stubborn as you are. And I don't do bits and pieces. Where is she, Chief? Where's Cortana?
Don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it.
She stayed behind.
Corporal, make it quick.
Sorry, sir. Your armor's still in partial lockdown. Look up here, sir.
Oh, Lord. That's what I get for selecting
Okay.
medium or normal difficulty.
Now down here? Good. Everything checks out, Sergeant Major.
Kick off the training wheels, Corporal. He's good to go. Pete, wait! Arbiter's with us. Come on now. We've got enough to worry about without you two trying to kill each other.
Were it so easy. We must go. The brutes have our scent.
And they must love the smell of green.
Oh boy, a loading screen.
First squad, you're my scouts. Move out, quiet as you can.
Last time I played this was on PC. I mean, I only play Halo on PC nowadays. So I have a loading screen in between the cutscene. I mean, I don't recall it. Especially not that long.
Johnson, you be advised. Hostiles are on the move. I've got eyes on a brute. Over.
Say again, Gunny, you're breaking up.
Sergeant Major, Phantom inbound.
Ugh.
Spread out, you will. Find them.
Yeah, eat shitty Halo 3 pistol. What was the point of putting up a bubble shield if you're just gonna berserk out of it, you dummy? Oh yeah, an achievement?
I gotcha.
Hang tight, I'm coming.
The path will tear you apart.
Right there! Crap! Run away!
Not courage is but fear. All who serve the province will be punished.
Looking like the exhaust temperature of this console is staying pretty steady at about 50 degrees Celsius. Press X to use equipment. That poor little fella, you yeeted him. No, I didn't want that.
Pelicans are en route, Chief, but I can't raise
I was
problem.
gonna dual wield with my pistol, but I
Find 'em,
realized
get
my
'em to the
pistol was out of
extraction
ammo. Ooh, I can instead do this. Oh no, you can't dual wield needlers in Halo 3, that's right. That's a Halo 2 thing. I mean, I'm okay with that. 'Cause I really like the needler. I don't like it when it's weakened because it's a dual wielding weapon.
They got reinforcements, people.
No, no, no! The demon comes for us! Kill the humans! Get
Whoa! Fear the pink mist!
You're behind now!
I'm not gonna play through this whole mission.
Could you sacrifice me to complete your mission? Could you watch me die?
Sir, you okay?
Your vitals just pinged KIA.
Hold on. Got a contact. Banshee! Fast to blow!
Break off, now!
What the? I'm hit!
Watch yourself!
I'm hit!
Lost the thruster, hang on! Get a hold of her! Negative, we're going down!
Where'd you go? Oh, what are you doing down there, little fella?
Here! Don't hide from me!
Okay, I think that's pretty good. Thermals are sitting at about 50.4 degrees Celsius. I really don't see that really spiking. Okay, let me go back to the vanilla Xbox menu. I have my Kinect right here. That in. Kinect sensor detected. Yep. I don't know exactly what it's going to show. It is detecting it, though. I got a green... or a light. I don't know if that's just like a red standby. Starting up. Wonder if it needs, like... Oopsie. I can see if there's any, like, Kinect settings I can go into. Oh yeah, it's sensing a something. Whoa, motor's moving. It might not like it because I'm kind of pointing it at a wall. Because I can't see the floor. Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff. Well, the tilt controls are working. It's like physically moving up and down when I'm telling it to. Oh, when I turn it around. Okay. Show it pointing. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, there's my hand. Showing my bookshelf, a stack of boxes, another stack of boxes. I think that's the mini fridge right there. So it is showing my background and my hand is there. Just so I don't like show anything too crazy. I mean, there's nothing too crazy in this room, but I don't want it exactly blasting my full color room behind me. No player detected. I mean, yeah, you see the Kinect sensor tilting up and down. I mean, I have no real reason to believe there's anything wrong with this. Because there's my hand tracking again on the room behind me. Oh, okay. If I do this, I do have it connected. I'll just have to turn up my soundbar a little. Jesus, that's loud. I mean, I have no reason to doubt this Kinect sensor, so I'll go ahead and unplug it. This is my personal Kinect sensor, so I know it works. I've used it on games before. So the only other the only other meaningful test I can think of is running an analog cable and testing the disk drive. So let me I need to get an analog setup ready. I don't know how much it's going to like me unplugging the HDMI cord, but deal with it. I'm also going to unplug the optical audio. So I have just an Xbox 360 component cables that have an optical audio port in it. I'm going to plug that in. I do have a cheap sort of component to HDMI converter. I know it works. I mean, I'm not going to attest to its quality, but it does work. And all I needed to do is work, just to make sure that the audio or the analog port is fine. There it shows up. Looks not very good and a little squished. Ooh, it's very wide. Yikes. I wonder if I can change the display settings to make it a little more. Can I not run 1080p on components? Oh, yes, absolutely. Oh, that's so much better. Okay, I mean, yeah, component works. The optical audio out of the component cables. I mean, I'm not shipping this console with these cables. These are my sort of personal cables. I would much rather suggest people just use HDMI anyway. I can plug it in. Yep, I'm hearing the menu navigation noises through my soundbar. So at least that aspect of the cable works. I mean, if it didn't work, I would most likely blame the cable, not so much the console itself. I mean, I'll keep it as is. I really have no reason to replug back in the HDMI cable, but what I can do now is test some discs. What I'm thinking of doing is just feeding it a few discs, just to see if it'll read it just fine and boot. So I think because it will be easy for me to resort these back in, I'm just going to grab a big handful of physical Halo games. Start with Halo Wars. This disc is in very good shape. It has some damage on it. I mean, there are just light scratches on it. Nothing that should permit it. Nothing that should keep it from reading. Halo Wars. Ah, there it is. A Halo Wars menu music. I mean, just run the credits, why not? Playing the disc just fine, no noticeable errors. Disk drive's opening. I mean, I can kind of show that. My setup is not made for like these massive consoles. You'll just have to kind of take my word for it on some of this stuff. See my microscope and the power brick actually. Next I have Halo 3 ODST. I'll do the campaign disc. I'll be this disc right here, which is in, I mean, pretty good shape. Has some scratches on it. Nothing that would be concerning. I think I might end on this disc. It's the Halo 3 Essentials, which is just a DVD. Or I wonder which one was the DVD. It's the second disc as the DVD. Okay. Console does make kind of a hell of a noise when it reads a disc. It's also stood upright. I'm not gonna say is the best for it. I mean, it's venting heat sideways instead of up. I mean, reading Halo 3 ODST just fine. Oh, this loading screen on ODST, you don't get this on the PC. Just dumb crap like this, even if it's just a loading screen, it just adds so much personality to the game. Should probably turn down that volume, goodness gracious. Sure, it's taking a hell of a long time to load, but I think that is not at fault at the disk drive level.
The Navy put up a good fight.
Of course they did. It's Earth.
Better late than never.
How about you show some respect, Romeo?
Just saying, Dutch. They missed one.
No. They left it for us.
You know the music. Time to dance.
Hello?
Alright, that works. I'm gonna lay this console down, see if that buzzing will stop. It makes a hell of a lot of noise when it's running. I just want to take a disc out before I actually do that. Sorry, Xbox. I don't like doing this either. I'll just kind of dangle the adapter off my... Okay. For shits and giggles, I'm just gonna try and not do that. For shits and giggles, I'm just going to do the Halo 3 multiplayer disc that comes with ODST. Very good shape. That sounds a lot better when it's laying down. I'm going to make a note. Condition. This drive makes quite a bit of noise when standing up. But when the console's on its side, it is much quieter. Gonna throw everything onto that. Aw, that crisp Halo music. Hell yeah. I'm not gonna wait for that to load. I really have no reason to suggest that there's anything wrong. Just behaving like that era of Xbox where you had to wait for everything. Okay, I had another copy of Halo 3 ODST. In very good shape. Let me see if I have anything that's a little more difficult to play. I have a copy of Halo 3, which is a little roughed up, has a lot of light scratches on it. By no means a mere finish. Yeah, that disk drive sounds a lot better. And since I'm laying it on its side, it's venting heat up instead of out. Here we are, it's Halo 3 again. It's even pulling my save data off when I was running it internally. Well, let's launch it. Man, we were very patient gamers back in the day. I mean, there's really no other choice but to wait for it to load like this, but still. Yeah, that's exactly where I was. Alright. I mean, do I really have any other reason to keep testing this? Not exactly. Ooh, I mean, I do have this copy of Halo 3, which is, I would say, in much worse shape than that other one. Oh, that's a good angle. Look at that. Why not? Give it a shot. Feel like if it can read this game, it can probably read anything that's not physically destroyed. Because I think the games I have left, I mean, I have Halo CE Anniversary Edition, which is in basically new shape. That's not exciting. My copy of Halo Reach, which is also in very good shape. And it is reading this game without any problems. Lastly, I want to boot up the Halo's Essential DVD from the Essentials pack. The 2-disc pack that has the... Oh, I didn't really show that very well. The Halo 3 Essentials. Comes with 2 discs. One of them's a DVD. Play DVD. Oh, I think I bumped my... There it is. Oh no, this is an authorized transmission. Is Bungie gonna come after me? Next chapter. Halo 2 cinematics, special features, setup and credits. What is there to even set up? It's just a DVD. Oh, the surround sound test.
Welcome to the DVD surround sound test.
Do.
Speaker on that side. Speaker on that side. Center speaker.
Oh my god, I got a subwoofer. Oh, it's roaring. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't need any more proof than that. Disk drive seems to be fine. I have no reason to suspect it. It read everything I threw at it. So, I mean, what else is there to say? I think I keep bumping my little converter that's just kind of dangling off the edge right here. That's probably why it's cutting out like that. Let me put these discs away. I don't have a stack of Xbox games in my way. All ports tested, nothing erroneous, nothing weird, nothing that really stands out as wrong. Everything seems to be perfectly fine. Trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so that I can do as far as like systems testing is concerned. Let me write this. Let me just write all this down. playing Halo 3. About through the first mission. Temp sat at around 50 degrees Celsius. Like 50.2, something like that, if I were to really... All ports functioned as expected. Wired network port was not thoroughly tested. But there's no reason for me to suspect it as faulty. What I need to do is put this drive back together, which worked perfectly fine. I'm very pleased. Remember how I snapped this thing back together. I can get rid of my capture card feed. I don't need that anymore. There. Hopefully that never needs to be taken out again. Put that in and put on the little door. All ports function as expected. Disk drive functioned as expected. I had multiple games and a DVD without any issues. Okay, I mean, that's really as much as I can test. The last thing I really want to do is go over this, do a condition assessment. So that will just be pointing out any of the little scratches and bruises on it physically. Everything else is, system-wise, seems to be perfectly fine.